Are the Great Lakes at risk as the government shutdown continues? Workers all around the state who study and work along our state's biggest asset are off the job.
7 Action News reporter Matt Smith found out the non-essential employees who are off the job become important in the event of a disaster.
Thousands of employees off the job, and in our area for NOAA, that means the doors are even locked. And for those who know what the fallout could be as a result of that, there's a real concern.
Due to federal government shutdown, the program managers are unable to respond to your questions.
From his desk inside Limnotech, senior scientist John Bratton is receiving an important email about grant funding. That work tied to algal blooms on our Great Lakes. But as this empty parking lot up the road shows, heck, this sign on the door, the government shutdown is in full effect. If you or I pull the website up, you'll get this message. But employees can't even check their emails. And those in private sectors like Bratton, well, they're affected by the trickle-down.
You know, you're just trying to do your job and you're not allowed to do your job. There's things going on in Washington you have no control over.
As politicians battle on Capitol Hill, there's much more at stake.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall. We're going to have safety.
And as sides dig in, there's questions. This time of year, NOAA would be cleaning, fixing, and prepping buoys like these for important data collection on the Great Lakes. Those workers are locked out. And if heaven forbid an oil pipeline in our lakes blows a leak, the workers who track water patterns, folks needed in disasters for emergency responses, they too are off the job. Something Bratton knows all too well as the acting director of Ann Arbor's NOAA lab during our last shutdown.
There were events that happened during that shutdown that required actually calling people back from furlough status to respond to them.
If I'm that person who's called in because there's an emergency, can I hit the ground running like that?
No, because you have to mobilize the fewest number of people possible, but when you come into work there's a whole network of people that help you do your work.
And while emergency responses are important, the reality is tons of research is being lost. Some of those things die off. They can't be replicated at a later date. The reality is you may not notice those things now, but they affect you down the line. We're in Ann Arbor. Matthew Smith, 7 Action News.